So if we do B, if you don't put them on parentheses, shout out to Tyson. F of x, x squared minus 3x plus 1. Okay, this is f of x. And put it in parentheses, if you subtract g of x, which is 4x plus 5, here's what the common mistake is. G of x is a binomial. There's two terms in here. You have got to subtract both of these terms. So if you do x squared, a negative 3x minus 4x is negative 7x, and 1 minus a 5 is a negative 4. So if you're subtracting, you got to subtract both terms. Try this one. Try multiplying them. What's f of x times g of x? Alright, let's do f of x times g of x. So, f of x is x squared plus 5x minus 1. G of x is 3x minus 2. Distributive property. You got to multiply this guy here and here. So you can have 3x cubed minus 2x squared. 5x times 3 is 15x squared. 5x times negative 2 is a negative 10x. And then you're 2/3 of the way done. Now you just got to do negative 1 times 3x, negative 1 times negative 2. So negative 3x plus 2. Did you get 3x cubed? Is it plus 13x squared? Minus 13x plus 2. Okay, let's divide them. Dividing is actually a lot easier than add, minus, or times. Dividing, all you need to do is set it up as a fraction. You don't need to do long division. Let's just draw a fraction. What goes on top? What goes on bottom? X squared plus 5x minus 1 goes on top. On bottom, 3x minus 2. Can you simplify it at all? Factor an x out. That has x's, x, but that doesn't. You're done, that's it. Done. That's it. If you could factor, then you would. Because you can't factor this. If I had this on the bottom, x minus 2, and on top I had, what if I had on top x squared minus 4x plus 4? Could I simplify this one right here? Because you could factor this. What would you factor this to? X minus 2 times x minus 2. And then on the bottom it would be x minus 2. So then you could cancel x minus 2 and a x minus 2 on top and bottom. But you can't factor anything out of here, so you're done. So dividing. Just make a fraction. Okay, now let's talk about composition of functions. Composition of functions. This is where it gets fun. We're going to do a little bit of everything. Thomas? Functions can be combined using composition. This is a composition. If you see this, or if you see G compose F, it looks like a little circle, or like an O, or like a times. This symbol right here means you are doing a composition. Here's how you read it. You read it F of G of X. F of G of X. So this guy right here is G compose F, or G of F of X. I like this way a lot better. This way is a lot better. So let's do this. Here's your data. Composition of function can be shown by mappings. Here's f of x. These 3 points. So let's organize f of x right here. Let's call that x. Let's call this f of x. put your three ordered pairs right here. And then let's do the same thing for g of x. X, g of x. So on f of x, you should have 3 and 4, 2 and 3, negative 5 and 0. On g of x, Stokes, let's go. You should have 3, negative 5, 4 and 3, 0 and 2. So let's organize them in tables. This table represents f of x. This table represents g of x. Alright, clear your mind.
Clearing. Oh, you know, I can actually really do that.
Here we go. Let's do this guy right here. Let's do f compose g. F compose g. Let me erase. Change colors. I like this a lot better. F of g of x. That is this. F compose g. So here's where we go. You're going to start with g of x. And you're going to take g of x and you're going to substitute it in f of x. So let's start with g of x. Here's g of x right here. Your first ordered pair, you're going to substitute what into g of x? You can substitute a 3. These x's right here, this is your input. This is what they substitute in. You substitute a 3 in, and what does it give you out? Okay, it gives you out a negative 5. Now take that negative 5, substitute it into f of x, and what does it give you out? 0. So this is your first order pair, 3, 0. Thomas. Twice. You're doing it twice. You're substituting into both functions.
As long as we're not doing elimination, I'm good.
Alright, Taylor. After we substitute a 3 into this, what are we going to substitute next?
A 4.
Let's substitute a 4. You start with g of x. So you substitute a 4 in. What does it give you out?
3.
Now you take the 3 and you substitute it into f of x, and it gives you 4 out. So you start with the 4 and you end up with the 4. The last one, let's substitute a 0. I've got that 0 from right here. There's my 3, 4, and 0. 3, 4, and 0. When I substitute a 0 into g of x, it gives me a 2. Take that 2, substitute the 2 into f of x, and it gives you a 3. So there's your answer. F compose g. I'm taking these two functions and I'm combining them
You just keep it like that.
into one. 3, 0, 4, 4, 0, 3. Let's do this now. Which one to substitute in? These? Alright. These 3, 4, and 0. This is F compose G. So you're going to start with G. So these are my G. I just 3, 4, 0. Now let's go backwards. Let's do G compose F. Is it going to be the exact opposite? Let's do G compose F. So what's G of F of X? So you're going to start with F. So give me the 3 numbers I'm going to substitute into F. 3, 2, and negative 5. There we go.
These aren't bad.
Okay, you're starting with F of X. So you substitute a 3 in, and what does it give you out?
4.
Now take that 4 and substitute it into G of X, and what does it give you out?
3.
So 3 gives you a 3. Now let's substitute 2. You gotta start with F of X. 2 gives you a 3, and what does, take that 3, substitute it into G of X, and it gives you a negative 5. Now what about negative 5?
2.
Good. Negative 5 gives you 0. 0 gives you 2. Try these ones on your own. Try these ones. Okay, if you're going to do f compose g, you are starting with g of x. So you're going to start with this guy. These are your inputs. These are what you plug into g of x. So I'm going to plug in a 5. I'm going to plug in a 3. I'm going to plug in a 7. And I'm going to plug in a 9. Those are your x's. Awesome. Now how do I find the y that goes with 5? Here you go. You substitute 5 in, and what does it give you out?
7.
Now you take that 7 and you substitute it into f of x, and it gives you a 8. Now substitute 3.
Wait, so the other one would be, that would be 5?
3 is going to give you a 5.
He skipped it.
And now 5 gives you a
Look, the graph lines it up.
3.
Wait a second.
Taylor, look how you do this. You just go 5, 8, 3, 3.
Now you start at 7. Look at 7. You substitute 7 in. 7 gives you a 9. What does 9 give you out? Come over here. 9 gives you out an 8. Substitute a 9 in. It gives you 11. 11 gives you 4 out. So you got 5, 8, 3, 3, 7, 8, 9, 4. That's one half your answer. Now let's do this one.
G of fx don't work.
Let's do g compose f. So it's going to be g of f of x. Now this time you got to start with f of x. F of x are these 4 points right here. So my 4 inputs are 7, 5, 9, and 11. So I need to find something for 7, something for 5, something for 9, something for 11.
Oh, wait, 5 words.
So that's what your instructions say. Find f of g, find g of f.
Okay, well,
7.
Doesn't work.
Start with 7. You substitute 7 in, and it gives you an 8. But you take the 8, and there is nowhere to substitute an 8 in.
what in the ball?
7 gives you no solution. 5.
Dad, I have more than one.
5 is going to give you a 3. 3 is going to give you a 5.
The rest are no solution.
9 is going to give you an 8. 8 is nowhere to be found. No solution. 11 gives you a 4.
Found.
So what is G compose F? What is the answer to G compose F? It's just this guy right here.
We should get it.
5, 5. That's it. Okay.
I was thinking,
Here we go.
Okay. F compose G. That's the same thing as F of G of X. So you are starting with G of X. You can start with G of X. But G of X is this rule. So the rule for G of X says take whatever number you want, square it, add that number, and then minus 1. You can use whatever number you want, but you're going to take that whole general rule and you are going to substitute it into f of x. Okay, f of x. I'm going to replace x with parentheses. It's going to be parentheses plus 3.
isn't it just that?
Now, I am going to put this in place of x. So I'm going to go x squared plus x minus 1. So I took the whole rule and I substituted it in place of x. Now let's combine your like terms. What's x squared plus x minus 1 plus 3?
X squared plus x plus 2.
X squared plus x plus 2. That's your answer.
That's my answer.
That's your answer.
I have a curious question.
Here's your curious question.
Can we like?
I don't understand where you got all that stuff.
Hold on. But anyway, can you put like 1, 2, and 3 for the x and like get an x and y and have ordered pairs?
Yeah.
Use that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's another way.
Well, you could do that, but how do you know which ones to choose? What ones would you choose?
What do you mean?
Why would you choose 1, 2, and 3?
Because
You're still recording.
Yeah. Alright, Katie.
I don't know.
Let's try this one.
I have a question.
Let's try G composed F. It's G of F of X.
You're not allowed to have a question.
Okay, what one am I going to start with?
We're gonna start with F.
You're going to start on the inside and work your way out. You are starting with F of X. F of X is this. F of X is x plus 3. Now you're taking F of X and you are substituting it into G of X. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to substitute it right there and right there. So it's going to be parentheses squared plus parentheses. These are where the x's go. I just replaced x with parentheses.
Oh yeah, this is what I did last night.
Now into the parentheses I'm going to substitute f of x, which is x plus 3.
-1.
Minus 1. Now, do x plus 3 squared. What's x plus 3 times itself?
6x.
Alright, x squared plus 6x plus 9 plus x plus 3 minus 1.
6x plus 9 plus x
Plus 7x.
3 minus
So it's going to be x squared plus 7x plus 9, 10, 11, 12.
7x
Wait.
You
plus
have it.
11? That is your final answer.
Oh, I didn't write down the first.
That was a big deal. That was a way big deal.
Okay, I want you to find f composed G, but at 2. So it wants this. It wants f of G of 2. This is exactly what you did on your warm-up.
Oh, this is exactly what we do on our
This is what we did on our warm-up, except for you got to do it both functions. You're going to start and you're going to put it into which function? F of x or G of x?
Does it matter?
Yeah, it matters.
Like,
Look right here. What is this telling you to do?
Put that into F.
You are going to take 2 and plug it into G.
Oh, you plug it in that?
So you're taking 2 and you're going to substitute it right there and there.
6, 5.
This is what you did on your warm-up. G of 2. Find G of 2. So you're going to start by plugging 2 into G.
2G.
So here's G of x right here. The rule says take x, square it, add x, minus 1. This is saying
We just plug them in.
x is 2. So you're going to do 2 squared, add 2, minus 1. What's 2 squared, add 2, minus 1?
How come we're not plugging it into the first one first?
It says to do G of x first. Okay, that's 5. Now, what are you going to do with 5?
Plug it into that.
Now you take 5, you take that, and you substitute it into f of x,
It'll be 8.
which is going to be 5, add 3, which is, no, your answer is this, 8. Or your ordered pair, what would your ordered pair be? 2, 8. Because we plugged 2 in, we plugged 2 in here, and it gave us a 5. Then you plug 5 in here, and it gave us an 8. So your ordered pair would be 2, comma 8. Go backwards. Go backwards. Let's do this one. Why did we take what?
why do we go from B to A?
Holy cow, this score's getting
Go to 3 to 8?
What does that mean?
Oh, B, f of x and g of x is still talking about the same f of x and g of x. Because I told you that. Okay, Thomas. Now, they want you to plug in place of x, they want you to plug in 2. So you're going to take 2, Danny. You're going to substitute it into which function? F of x or g of x? Why f of x? Because that's what it says to do. Find f of 2.
It's 29.
So take 2, plug it into f of x, and you're going to have 2 plus 3 is 5. Now you take the 5 and you plug it into g of x. So it's going to be 5 squared plus 5 minus 1. What's 5 squared plus 5 minus 1? So g compose f at 2 is going to give you 29. Or the ordered pair would be 2, 29. No. If you get 29, I think that's how the book will show you.